Hello, Greenland Hills. I greet you today from Estes Park, Colorado, where Heather and Noah and I are taking some vacation this week and next. You can see over my shoulder Long's Peak. Long's Peak is one of Colorado's 14ers. It's in fact the northernmost 14er and the highest point in Rocky Mountain National Park. You can see today that it's a bit hazy out. It's not clear. That is because we have smoke blowing in from western wildfires, which is obscuring our view. When we get haze or smoke like this, a couple things happen. One, we can't see well things that are off in the distance. And two, because the smoke is composed of gases from the fire and particulates, it creates an unhealthy environment for breathing. I think this is a good metaphor for a lot of what's going on right now in our culture. There's a lot of haze that is obscuring what's off in the distance, what the future looks like. And there's a lot of hot air and unhealthy particulates floating around. Those in the last couple weeks have, if you'll excuse the extension of the metaphor, burned a little hotter. So while I would normally say pause, take a moment and take a deep breath, that's not the best thing to do with all of these things floating around in the air. So I just want to say, find a quiet place. Find a place to be centered. Spend a little time in prayer. When I return, we'll talk more. We'll get through the next several days, weeks, and months as we move toward an important time in the life of our country and in the life of our communities. In the meantime, I'm praying for you as we're apart. And I know that you were blessed by Shelley's message last week about Abraham. Jon Campoverde is going to be with you this week. Jon grew up on the U.S.-Mexico border in the Rio Grande Valley. He's the child of two immigrants. And so he knows what it's like to be challenged by being true to one's heritage and living out one's heritage in the culture that surrounds you. Jon is a candidate for elder in the North Texas Conference, and he looks forward to being in ministry with folks. Wow, I didn't realize how unhealthy it is out here. He looks forward to being in ministry with folks to help them discover God's diverse and all-encompassing love as they work to find their true selves in a culture which is not always accommodating. In the spirit of thinking about leadership and power and how those things are exercised, Jon's going to be examining the story of David and Bathsheba and Uriah this week as it appears in the lectionary from 2 Samuel. And he's going to be taking a unique perspective on this. So I invite you to be in church on Sunday morning and to be ready to receive a fresh perspective on this story. In the meantime, I continue to pray for you, and I look forward to being back with you in 2 weeks. Grace and peace.